Hello lovely members and welcome aboard the Turnstone. This month I am coming to you from northern Norway, where I'm having a terrific sailing adventure with my good friends from Alaska, and this trip is the perfect opportunity to practice photographing with negative space. But before we get into the photography topic of the month, let me introduce you to our lovely crew.
My name's Dawson.
Hi, I'm Caroline.
I'm Ashley.
Oh, this is Pat.
And I'm Scallywag Anderson. My Alaskan friends have already been underway on a round-the-globe family sailing adventure for the better part of a year by now, and I recently caught up with them in Ålesund, Norway, to join them for some sailing and ski touring in the fjords of northern Norway. But first, we would have to make our way north and into the Arctic Circle, where we hope to catch the tail end of the spring skiing season in the beautiful Lofoten archipelago, one of the most incredible landscapes on Earth. Okay, so now that you've met our motley crew, let's get into the interesting concept of negative space in photography. Negative space is closely related to minimalism, and it emphasizes not just the subject, but also the empty space around the subject. Although the viewer's eyes may focus on a central figure, they can't help but notice the large section of emptiness that surrounds and defines that figure. Essentially, that emptiness, in whatever form it takes, gives definition and emphasis to the subject itself. By the way, you might be asking, what's with the use of the word negative here? Well, basically, composing with this technique requires a single focal point of some kind, and that focal point or main subject is considered the positive space. And the rest of the frame, be it a blank sky or the studio's white background, is considered the negative space. Regardless of your focal point or your subject, the space around it needs to be impossible to miss. You want the space to steal the show here, and a good rule of thumb is that the amount of negative space should take up at least 50% of the photo to achieve the effect. The key is to let your subject breathe and allow the viewer's eyes to wander. A landscape photo with a single figure out in the distance that gives a sense of scale and loneliness could be a great example of a negative space shot. When you're out there shooting, be open to what negative space can be. Negative space can even be something that's added by the manipulation of your camera settings. Shallow depth of field can create a blurred background for your subject to pop out against, and the right composition can turn any background into a negative space that grabs the viewer's attention. Negative space photography is all about contrast and scale, and a skilled photographer can achieve that effect with bokeh, blurry backgrounds, or other effects that turn part of the frame into a blurry negative space and the other part into a sharply defined subject. Negative spaces don't have to be uniform. Grass can be a negative space even though it has quite a bit of texture to it. Likewise, desert sands, with all their variation, or even a cloudy sky can also serve as dramatic empty spaces, even though they are not actually uniform in color or texture. Negative space photography is about relationships and how the subject relates to that expansive space, whether it's a wide field of grass, a vast desert, an open sky, or the Norwegian Sea in my case. Typically, what's most important in the image is the sense of scale and the breathing room for the subject. As long as it situates the subject within an open area and gives them sufficient emptiness to interact with, then you're on the right track. So that was just a part of one of our fun monthly photo assignments that we send out to our amazing members at viewfindermastery.com. And if you want to be challenged by fun monthly photo assignments, then come and check us out and join our membership. You'll get valuable professional feedback from our team, plus you'll get access to our entire library of quality online courses. So join us to have fun, to be challenged, and to get feedback on your work and to learn from the team at Viewfinder Mastery. Thanks for watching, and we will see you over at viewfindermastery.com.